This market update will look at the market and thereafter look at our offshore solutions and how they've performed for over the month. Offshore markets started in a solid ground for the month of April and ended so in the positive, with majority of the developed markets being in the positive, the likes of America to the S&P 500 returning 1.56%, whilst Nikkei returned 2.91%, and the FTSE 100 returned 3.41%. All of these are in their base currencies. Whilst the emerging market were a detractor for the month at a negative 1.13%, largely driven down by Chinese stocks, whilst Hang Seng, as we see, returned a negative 2.44%. Given that last month we had none, this month we had added Fidelity in the Preserver Fund, the Pound Fund, whilst in the Global Creator we added Tiro as well as Goldman Sachs. These are funds that have underperformed their peers over those respective periods. Nevertheless, sitting as a team looking into these funds, they're still fit for purpose. They still have a strong purpose within the funds. And starting off by the PSG Wealth Global Preserver Fund of Fund, what we can note from the table at the top is that over the period of 1 month all the way to holding period and since inception, the dollar fund has actually managed returning a positive excess return to our clients when compared to its benchmark, whilst the pound fund over the period of 1 month having a challenge there and returning a negative 0.55, nevertheless over the minimum recommended period returning 1.14% above the benchmark, and since inception providing 0.65%. Whilst looking at the below table shows you our solution, how the solution has been faring over different periods of time when compared to the peers. And what you would then see notably is that over a 3-year period, which is the minimum recommended holding period, both solutions have managed returns on the first quartile and being ranked 15th out of 119 funds, that is the dollar fund, whilst the pound fund is ranked 26th out of 189 funds within the sector. And whilst you look at longer investment periods, you actually see that the fund has been consistently in the first quartile, being the pound fund, whilst for the dollar fund, for periods greater than 6 years, it's been consistently in the first quartile. When looking at the global moderate fund of fund, what you would then see over a 1 month holding period as well as since inception, the fund has managed to provide positive excess return to our clients relative to the fund's bench. Also, via ranking table perspective, we see that this fund has also been providing average and above average returns, with the exception of 8 and 9 years. Global Flexible Fund of Fund has also managed in dollar terms to provide positive returns over 1 month holding period as well as since inception, whilst the pound fund facing some volatility over a period of 1 month. Nevertheless, over the holding period and since inception, and to the table below, we see that for periods greater than 4 years, both solutions have managed providing positive return and providing excess return, being ranked within the first quartile. And over the minimum recommended period of 7 years, the dollar fund ranked 9th out of 206 funds, whilst the pound fund ranked 2nd over 119 funds that are in the sector. And since inception, very good contenders. The dollar fund ranked 2nd, whilst the pound fund ranked 1st. Last but not least, looking at the PSG Wealth Global Creator Fund of Fund. Also, this fund has been providing consistency, and over the period of 1 month holding periods as well as since inception, the fund has provided positive excess return, particularly over the holding period. As you could see, it has been able to provide a return to our investors 2.2% above the benchmark. And that is very good. And looking at the consistency in the bottom table, what you then see over the ranking perspective is that for any period greater than 4 years, This fund has been consistently providing first quartile returns to our clients, and over the minimum recommended period of 7 years, it is ranked 195th out of 1,955 funds that are registered. And just looking at this will then provide us that these solutions are quite consistent and are able over long investment periods to provide first quartile returns for our clients. These solutions have consistently managed providing above benchmark returns, and when compared to their peers, they would rank in the first quartile. And from a client perspective, these solutions to this data, looking at the history of the data of the performance of these funds, they should be able to assist our clients in getting closer and closer to their long-term financial goals.